Okay, y'all. Emily Blossom here for episode 5 of I'm going to change it to smart, sexy, single, sober sister here. In her 50s. Been on these dating apps for a few weeks. And honestly, am I in a pool of sick people? What is going on? I feel like I'm walking in a minefield, like afraid to take my next step because I don't know what's going to explode. Like, it's crazy. I think people are on these apps like way before they're ready to be on these apps. Okay, here are the symptoms I'm finding out there on the dating apps. The first symptom I'm finding is very angry, frustrated people. I mean, they're putting things on their profiles like if you're MAFA, which is Make America Great Again, or however you pronounce that, they're like, just swipe left, don't even bother. And then there's others that say, if you're super liberal, keep moving on. Or there's like so many political comments out there on these dating apps. It's like, whoa, mind blowing. And there was actually one gentleman that put on there, like, I don't think how did he put it? He goes, I don't think if I don't answer the questions properly, it's an automatic swipe left. And he was like addressing one individual woman. And you could tell that and he was all like, had to get the last word in. It's like, why are you using your profile, the image you're putting out there for everybody else to see, to have the last word of an argument of one person who obviously blocked you on the dating app? Like, it just blows my mind. Okay, the other thing I saw on there that just is mind blowing to me, there was actually a gentleman on Bumble that put that he is married. The very first line says, I'm married. My wife knows I'm here, and I can give you proof that she's okay with me being here upon request. Seriously? And then he says on there that he's available every day and every other weekend and available on holidays. Like, what is this? Shared custody with your current wife? Okay, so my question to you all out there is like, who responds to that? Who actually thinks that's a good idea to say, yeah, I'm down. I don't care if you're married. I'll take every other weekend with you. No obligation, no ties, just hang around for a good time. Are you ladies out there like, share with me your perspective on if you would say yes to that, if you would actually hit this guy up and say, yeah, I'm down for infidelity. Sign me up. I just don't get it. Okay, and then I'm also seeing the premature people that have just gotten divorced out of long marriages. Like, I was talking to one gentleman, seemed like we were hitting it off, seemed like everything was great. He was even actually sending me like questions. Imagine that. Somebody is actually asking questions and things are progressing. We exchange phone numbers off the app. We start texting. We set up a phone date. I'm thinking, wow, endorphins are going off. I'm getting all excited. Like, wow, there might be another fish that jumped out of this muddy pond and we might have a connection here. No, we do a phone date, right? All we're going to do is talk on the phone. And one of the questions I asked him was, are you over? Like, are you okay with all the exes? Because he had a few of them. And he's like, well, that's a question we probably should talk about over the phone. Okay, cool. So we have a phone date. We call each other. He calls me one Sunday night a couple weeks ago, and I was in the middle of making beef stew. My house smelled so good. He called me at 6 o'clock. I only had an hour. We started talking about fun stuff. And then, boom, he hits me with, all I said, now the question I asked him was, because I was talking about my kids were coming over for dinner, gonna share beef stew. I have 3 boys. Tell them a little bit about my children. I have 2 grandchildren. I said, tell me about your children. That question spun him in another 45 minutes of taking over the conversation and telling me not about his children, but the whole history of all the exes and all the drama, to the point where he actually starts crying on the phone with me. Now, this is our first phone call, and I hear all the drama, know all the things. He even shares with me confidential information about his 14-year-old daughter, which was just mind blowing that she was having so much trouble. I was feeling compassion for her, and my heart was hurting for her. But I have to say, what kind of parenting is this that you're telling a complete stranger all the stuff going on with your 14-year-old daughter that's honestly none of my business until we decide if we want to get involved with each other? And you start crying about all your drama? Do you really think you should be dating right now? Or do you think you should be trying to figure out your current mess and try to heal? Why are all you people out there prematurely dating? What is the need? What, like, I know what it is because I was there before too. Now that I think about it, now that I think about it, oh, I can see my progress and how I've grown. Because when I first divorced my second husband, the very first thing I did was jump on those dating apps too. And I think I was a scorned, bitter, frustrated, angry individual. And if I have to give a blanket apology to all the people that was hitting me up on the apps back then, I'm sincerely sorry because I was not ready and I was out there trying to be ready and I was not ready. But some advice, here's some big sister advice for you all out there. Like, get ready first. Like, the best thing I did when I got sober at 46 years old was, well, the very first thing I did was get in another relationship. Let me just be transparent about that and honest. I got into another relationship right out of the gate. Should not have done that. So I guess I'm kind of singing to the choir here. Like, I'm not saying I'm any better than any of these people right now. I'm just simply saying that I've done the work now and I'm healed now and I feel better and stronger. And when I finally let go of that other relationship in the beginning of recovery, which was 10 months long of on and off, because I kind of knew I shouldn't have been in it, but I was still trying to be in it. And it was so unhealthy, and I was unhealthy, and I was causing a lot of the problem. Okay, so I ended that, and then I took 3.5 years, coming up on 4 years of being single, just now getting back in the field. And I have worked so hard on becoming whole spiritually, mentally, physically, like really working on myself. And I feel so much stronger to be out there in these dating apps right now. But I'm honestly just feeling a little tired of talking to unhealthy people that were where I was before, and I'm not anymore. So the filtering really has become super strong and super powerful for me. I have all my standards today. I have all my deal breakers today. I have all my green lights figured out today. I have all of my partner standards figured out. And I really think you all should get on my playbook too and really use this before you go too far in this dating world, because there's a lot of scorned people out there. And I just want to say, I'm really sorry for all of us. I mean, from my heart to yours out there, like, make sure you're really ready, because there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain out there. There's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of scorned people, and we're being really mean to each other. Like, we're not really approaching any of this with kindness, and we're just like moving from pain to pain to pain, and we just want someone to hear our pain. Well, I hear you. I hear you. And I just want to say, for all of us women in general, to you men out there, I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry that that you haven't been treated with kindness. So I was saying earlier on Instagram today when I was chit-chatting on my taking a walk talk, and I was saying that I'm smarter now. So I'm adding that word to the front. So now it's going to be smart, sexy, single, sober sister. And because the smart part, I'm realizing that, you know, we have tools today. I have tools today in the dating field to be smart. I have some smart tools to recognize people that are still sick and out there prematurely and really aren't ready yet. And so, tool number one is to listen to their language. Are they talking like a victim or a survivor? Are the victims, they're out there, they're blaming everybody, they're blaming the crazy ex. You know, it takes two to tangle. You know, the ex isn't as crazy, as crazy is as crazy does. So one crazy tracks another crazy. So if they're talking about crazy exes, they're crazy too. Okay. Are they survivors? Are they using the language of like, here's what I've learned, I wish her all the best, here's where we're at today, here's where I'm at today? Or the ones that don't even really talk about the ex, like in a negative light. Like, I went out with one gentleman that had nothing really to say. He's like, that time is over, and you know didn't work out. And he talked about how she lied and cheated, but he didn't say anything negative. He just stated the fact, and he stated the fact that he was moving on. And that sounded like somebody that was really ready to be out there dating, not somebody calling her a crazy ex. Number two tool out there is I'm using my smart tool, number two, which is using my standards as a shield, not as a weapon. I'm not telling people that they're not good enough to date me. I'm just putting out there, like, this person isn't fitting my standards. Like, that's not going to work for me. Like, for example, there's one gentleman out there that wouldn't put the age of his children. Well, we all know that in my standards, I've been raising children for 30 years, and I, I love children, but I'm just not in that phase of my life anymore. And I finally, in talking with him, all of a sudden he finally puts out there the age of his children, which are 11 and 12. And I'm like, oh man, I'm really sorry. I wish you would have told me that earlier. I wish you would have put that on your profile. I wish you would have been honest about that. Because, by the way, this gentleman was 56 years old. So it wouldn't be expected or known that he would have children that young. So I just politely bowed out and said, I'm really sorry. I wish I had known that. Before we go too far, it's actually one of my standards to, I'm not in that phase of my life anymore, but I wish you all the best in your search. And then the other thing is trusting my nervous system. That is tool number three in my smartness, in my new smart dating. Smart, single, sexy, sober sister here is using her intuition, just getting a vibe. I had a couple gentlemen I was talking to on Bumble, and just the way they kind of answered questions, like one guy just went off in this book of everything about him and how great he is and how spiritual he is. And I mean, it just went on and on and on. But within that language, my intuition was going red light, red light, red light. And I just simply said, that's really great. I'm really happy for you. But I feel like this probably isn't the best match for me. I wish you all the best. Moving on now. And then my last smart tool in my tool belt in the single dating is to practice kindness and clear exiting. And this is brand new for me because I'm doing that training program with Dating with Distinction with Allison Armstrong, and going through that and just really approaching everybody with kindness. And I've had some of my girlfriends even tell me, oh, just go ahead and ghost him. Like, you don't owe him anything. Like, it's okay right now to just like bow out, block, ghost, no explanation. And I've decided not to take that approach. I feel like the smart approach of how I would like to be treated is I am just letting them know with kindness, like, hey, it was really nice chatting with you, really nice to get to know you to this level, but I'm going to take my exit now. And I wish you all the best. I hope you find what you're looking for, and sayonara. And that has been helping me feel better about my standards and my approach to dating. And I feel like it's a smart, healthier choice than to just um, ghost people. Because I know what it feels like to be ghosted. It doesn't feel good. There's a lot of unknowns. And wouldn't it just be kind to just let people know what's not working for you? And I'm working on being better at and working on telling people what I need. Because, like I said in the last podcast, like, if people don't understand what I need because I'm not telling them, I can't expect all these gentlemen out there to be mind readers and then have resentment because they can't read my mind and give me what I need. I need to be able to clearly articulate what my needs and wants are in a relationship. And part of that is being able to exit in a kind, um, clear way, which I'm getting better at. All right, singles out there, here's my conclusion to this whole episode. The conclusion is that seeing unhealthy signs in others really identifies the healthy part of us. And being able to recognize that in others means we also can recognize our own health and where we're at, our own awareness. And I'm not going to let it make me bitter. I hope you're not making the dating, hope you're not getting bitter out there either. And I hope that we can continue to be disconcerting and really be the filter. And this is a practice, and really understanding that it's a practice. I'm not going to give up. I don't want you to give up. But if you want to get more dialed in on your playbook and have more tools in your tool belt, because you're trying to take a more healthier approach out there to this dating field, let me be your big sis and use my playbook because it's working for me. Talk to you later.